Hello, all my beautiful souls, and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today we'll be doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Leo. Please forgive me for the people who are cutting grass outside. That may be causing a little bit of noise. As you know, Leo, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Ace of Cups, clarified by the Ace of Swords. In the obstacle position, we have the Lovers, clarified by the Page of Pentacles. In the present position, we have the Five of Pentacles, clarified by the Eight of Wands. And in the future outcome position, we have the Nine of Swords, clarified by the Six of Swords. So let's get right into this this message. I really like that in the past position you have two swords, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords, because it's a very, very big deal. Recently you experienced a realization, and every time you experience a realization is when like a new you is born, because you come into higher consciousness, right? When you reflect on something, when you reassess something, when you experience a realization, it's almost like experiencing awakening in a way. But the Ace of Cups is all about being very strongly connected to the divine. And that comes in different ways. What does it mean to be connected to the source or to the divine? It means that you're able to feel more aligned and more harmonious and more balanced on the inside. It means that more parts of you are connected. Because honestly, you are like a radio, right? Imagine one of those radio boxes from the 80s or the 90s. And every time you turn the dial, there's a new channel, right? You can listen to the news channel, or you can listen to the classical music channel, or you can listen to political talk channel, or you can listen to sports channel, and so on and so forth. There's different channels. And so those different channels represent different parts of you, because you're the radio. And so the same way consciousness works that way as well. When you experience a realization, you're able to tune in to a higher channel, to a different channel that brings more, contains more information within itself. And so it is important to do, it is important to realize that the stronger the connection with the source, the more you are able to manifest, the more you're able to understand, the more you're able to experience, the more you're able to clear out karma, the more you're able to accomplish different things in this lifetime, which is very, very important. And so the Ace of Cups is a really powerful card, because aces, they're the very first card in the suit, and they have that raw elemental power contained in them. And you don't just have one, but you also have two, the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is all about victory, because you're able to level up and increase clarity, increase like rational thinking. Your thought process is more cleaned up. It's less confusing. It's less muggled up, you know? It's much more clear, which allows you to have better results and better thoughts and better exterior reality. So the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords is a powerful combination, and it's all about understanding a deeper meaning. It also means that you are able to forgive on a higher sort of level. It also means that you're able to touch someone's soul in a more powerful level. One of the things they teach us in psychic school is that you put whatever it is that you want in a bubble, and you, let's say you have a test tomorrow, right? And you have to get up early, and you have to get dressed, and you have to get to whatever place, and then you have to take the test, and it's very important that you do well, and so on and so forth. So the day before, you create this bubble, and you put inside the bubble that things go well on the test tomorrow. And before you send it to the edge of the universe, you also imagine with your eyes closed a ray of sunlight just gently kissing the bubble. And that is sort of like a blessing from the source. And then you send it to the edge of the universe where and forget about it. But at the edge of the universe is where the most powerful creative expansion forces are happening at the moment. And so it gives your mock-up, it gives your bubble a little oomph, and so that is just an example of you being connected to the divine. The Ace of Cups is like a touch of the source light or ray of light, touching you gently on your seventh chakra. You are able to see things you haven't been able to see before. And so as a result, what that means, leveling up in consciousness, it just means that you're going through a growth period. And that means that things are getting deeper, things are getting closer to the truth as you understand them in your life. And so that's something for you to be aware of. The only reason I mention that is because you have the Lovers in the obstacle position. The Lovers, most tarot readers interpret the Lovers as something is not going right in your relationship, or you may be feeling, some kind of feelings towards somebody you're not supposed to be feeling, and that, for some of you, love may not be returned, or love is an obstacle to actually having a relationship, and so on and so forth. But again, the deeper meaning of the Lovers card, because the only thing that matters is the inside of you. The outside of you is an illusion, it's a projection, and so on and so forth. And so even love, because it's important to remember that nothing really belongs to you, not even your body. It's a very temporary experience. Very temporary experience. You're inside an illusion that feels really real. Very, very real. It certainly feels very real. And so the most thing is to focus on what happens on the inside, and that's when you get the Lover's card, because parts of you are not as connected as well as they should be. Remember, it's that radio that you're changing the channels, right? Eventually, when you're all connected, all the channels become one, right? And so in order for you to understand, that's why the channels are separated, right? One channel is your ego, another channel is your higher self, and so on and so forth. When you're able to integrate all channels into one, then you have evolved. But the Lovers is saying that your higher self and your ego are a little bit not connected. Maybe you're spending more time inside your ego rather than inside your higher self. Maybe you're spending more time in your higher self and completely ignoring your ego. All parts of you have to be connected equally. They have important parts to play equally. And so it's important to be aware of that. You want to unite the ego and the higher self, because then you have the equilibrium, you have the balance, you have the harmony, you have the alignment, which is what you're trying to achieve. Otherwise, you're kind of like splitting yourself. One moment you're in your ego self and then turning around and, in your higher self. So it's important to be aware. And that depends on the choices that you make. Again, you want to focus more on the internal rather than external, because the external is the result of the internal, right? And so you want to cultivate that inner peace as much as you can. The Page of Pentacles is in the clarifying position, and it's a reminder: don't be overly critical. Don't allow someone else to, be overly critical over you, because it's okay. It's we're all human beings, and to be human means to have faults, right? And so, when you criticize someone else, are you criticizing yourself, really? Because again, it's all about projection. Other people walking around, you created them because they're there to teach you something, right? So it's important to be aware when you judge someone, really you're judging that part of you inside of you. You're just using the outside person as like a projection, as a target, if you will. But really you're judging a part of you because you're matching with an energy inside of them that you want to reject inside of you. Um, you may be struggling with learning a new skill in the month of October. There's some kind of like, you're going through a growth phase. And in the growth phase, you may be more complaining, you may be more like less tolerant, right? You may be more frustrated, more annoyed, you may not be, very happy with different things, which is okay. When you go through the growth phase, it's okay to be like dissatisfied with everything and everyone around you. It's okay, it's part of human nature, and so you want to remember that. In the present position, you have the Five of Pentacles, and most people don't like that card, and they get a little alarmed by that card. And it's clarified by the Eight of Wands. Very interesting combination. The Five of Pentacles is feeling lack, right? You may feel like there is lack of support or lack of financial resources. You may feel like there's a strong sense of lack, Leo. Again, that is just a projection. That is just like an illusion that you're buying too much into, because you are given everything. All you need is food, shelter, transportation, and food, shelter, and clothing, right? Like forgot for a second. And so it's important to remember that we look at people who seem to be wealthier and we think that they're far more protected or what have you. They're not. They're really not. All of this is temporary, and wealthier people give up a lot in order to be wealthy. And so you really don't need very much. You actually kind of need very little. You don't need to drive a Mercedes. A Toyota will do. You don't need to live in a big mansion house. A modest townhouse or condo will do. You don't need to eat out all the time. You can prepare, a little bit of food at home. Like it's this consumption that we all believe gives us more emotions to experience. It doesn't. It's really doesn't. Connected to source gives us more emotions to experience. And people want to distract you. Consume, consume, consume. Buy, buy, buy. Watch, watch, watch. Be on TikTok. Be on TikTok. Be on TikTok. Or YouTube. Or watch movies. Siphon your time. Siphon your energy. Look at all these other people. Look at what they're wearing. Look at what they're driving. Look at what they're where they are vacationing. Listen, I don't care where you go. It doesn't matter where you go. You're always with you. So if you have problems, you're still going to have the same problems whether you are in Maldives or on Mars. You know what I mean? Because your problems follow you. You can't run away from yourself and the vacationing thing. It's like, oh, look at the pretty photos, but then you're in debt for 5 years trying to pay off that and feeling miserable. So you enjoyed a week of your lifetime, but then, in slavery for 5 years. So again, it's all very relative. It's important for you to remember that usually this situation happens when the divine is testing you. And the reason the divine is testing you is because it's going to give you more. So the mentality of lack is definitely not that, you know the mentality of lack should be worked through. And because you're going through a growth phase, it may feel like there is not as much support as there should be, but you're strong enough, smart enough, you're exactly where you need to be, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, you're not late for anything, you haven't missed anything. You are an eternal being. You have all the time in the world. No, not in this lifetime, but as a soul, as the energy, you exist forever. And you can incarnate a million times if you want. And, you learn. The more you learn, you figure out. The more you figure out, the better it becomes. So it's important to remember you do have time. Stress is not your energy. It's foreign energy. Feeling lack, that's not your energy. That's foreign energy. Your natural state is a state of love, is a state of happiness, is a state of just bliss, right? That is your natural state. So if that is not the state you're in, you have a lot of foreign energy inside of you. The way you get out of foreign energy is you ground your energy. You ground your energy by various different techniques. The Eight of Wands in the clarifying position definitely tells me that you're feeling a sense of pressure and a sense of urgency, that, you want this situation to be over. Like you want it to be behind you. You want to get past it as quickly as possible. And you know that the transition is coming, which is also giving you worry because you got the Nine of Swords here in the future outcome position. There's a lot of anxiety about the changing of the world. It is true that we are currently in a world that is changing. We are in changing times, and everything is changing, from the academic sphere to the political to the athletic to the monetary. Like the financial sector is changing, the way we do business, the way we look at business. Everything is changing, and it is quite natural to feel stress and anxiety, but again, it is siphoning your energy. If you want to give your precious energy to stress and anxiety, we have free will, and it is definitely your choice. If you want to preserve some of the energy for the golden age that is around the corner, which according to some astrologers and seers, is going to begin in 2026. 2025 is going to be rocky, especially the first part. It's going to be rocky for the United States, and it's going to be rocky for the country of Russia. Obviously, the Middle East is having issues. Middle East is usually, most psychics I know say that it's generational karma in the Middle East. So, it's going to continue unless the souls that incarnate make a different choice. Ireland is also another country that has generational karma, where people incarnate and do what they do, and then they pass, and then they incarnate, do the violent stuff, and then they pass, and so on and so forth. So it's important to remember you do have a choice where you feed the energy. Anxiety, worry, all of that is siphoning your energy away from you. Remember, don't live from your third chakra, the solar plexus, right? Most people live their entire lives from the third chakra. You don't need to exert physical energy. You can preserve that energy and redirect your energy towards positivity. The way you redirect energy is, number one, you ground yourself. Number two, you understand that you're being bombarded by distractions. You really kind of look at your goals and you really narrow down your goals. You don't want to be the richest person in the cemetery. You don't want to be the person in the cemetery who had a Mercedes, because nobody gives a damn. So redirect your energy towards that bliss. Redirect your energy towards focusing on wonderful things. And I guarantee you, if I were part of your life, I guarantee you I would find 10 things in under 60 seconds that are wonderful in your life. So let's do a little challenge. Can you do a comment where you write at least 3 things that you are grateful for in your life? They don't have to be super specific, you know, if you don't want to share too much detail, but do let me know. But let's see what we can clarify with some tea leaf cards in the of this tea leaf cards. Sorry, lost my train of thought. We've got man, dealings or relationship with a man. And I'm going to pull one more card. Cat, a two-faced friend. Interesting. Now I'm going to shuffle this other part. And we've got chain. Chain of events will affect your life. And we see the world. So this is global. This is on a global level. This got nothing to do with like petty family arguments or petty friend stuff. This is global. And don't automatically assume it's going to be for like the negative or whatever. You know, it just says chain of events that will affect your life. Remember, your attachment to the reading must be like you have to be aware of it. You know, you have to be aware of your attachment to the reading. Not the reading itself, but your attachment to it. Okay, Angel and Ancestor Oracle card. We have Oracle, wait for important information. So yeah. Distract yourself. Read a book as you wait. Maybe you can play with one of your pets. Maybe you can paint something. Maybe you can distract yourself with something you enjoy doing. Got Angel and Oracle cards here, and we have helpful people are all around you. And the angels as well. I like that this card has a lot of angels. You're heavily protected, Leo. Heavily protected. Very loved. You have a very strong team on the other side. They know what you're going through. They can feel it. They can see your vibration. Your eye, human eye, any human eye, only catches 1% of light. So you don't really see as much that goes on as they do. I'm also going to pull an energy oracle card, and we've got the thinking woman. So this woman is going to have important advice and important information for you. Pay attention to what she has to say. Thank you so much, Leo. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. If you think someone can benefit from this reading, please share it with them. That helps my channel immensely. And I can't believe that we're almost at 16,000 subscribers. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.